Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. GM could turn its logo from blue to green. Hyundai launches an LPG hybrid, and a test drive of the Pontiac Solstice coupe. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Thursday, July 9th, 2009, and now the news. General Motors could emerge from bankruptcy far sooner than most people thought possible. But once it does, the Associated Press reports that more cuts could be on the way. Another 4,000 white-collar employees could be let go, including 1 out of 3 of the top 1,300 executives in the company. GM is also considering changing the logo of the company and may even change the color of the logo from blue to green. When Chrysler was in Chapter 11, the court determined it would not have to face liability claims for products sold before it filed bankruptcy. Now, consumer advocacy groups are sounding the alarm. According to Automotive News, 5 organizations want to put warning labels on used Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep vehicles, alerting consumers they will not be able to sue the company if there's something wrong with the car. Hyundai launched its first ever hybrid vehicle in South Korea. Wards reports that the Elantra LPI runs on liquefied petroleum gas and also uses lithium-ion polymer batteries. Fuel economy is rated at nearly 42 miles per gallon, or 5.6 liters per 100 kilometers. Starting price is only $16,000. Yesterday, billionaire oil tycoon T. Boone Pickens scrapped his ambitious plans for a wind farm in the Texas Panhandle, but on the same day he also unveiled a bill with several U.S. senators to help sell natural gas vehicles. According to the Detroit News, the proposal would increase tax credits for buying natural gas vehicles to $12,500 and also increase grants for creating natural gas stations and also boost grants for light and heavy-duty engine development. Volvo just introduced 6 hybrid double-decker buses in London. The strong diesel hybrid buses are expected to reduce fuel consumption by over 1/3 and cut CO2 emissions nearly in half. Hey, coming up next, a look at the Pontiac Solstice coupe. We'll be back right after this.
Changing tires out here could be dangerous, but with these tires, I don't need to worry.
Bridgestone.
I just got a chance to test drive the Pontiac Solstice coupe. Take a look at what this car is all about. What you're looking at here is a car that could be destined to become an instant classic. This is the Pontiac Solstice coupe, the hardtop, and this is the GXP version of that. Since Pontiac's going away, they're only going to build 1,000 of these cars. You have to wonder why they're even going to bother to do that. I figure it's because they must have had the tooling done and paid for it and figured we may as well build some cars. There's a lot I don't like about the Solstice, especially inside. We'll get to that in a minute. But there's so much about this car that is just so right. The basic layout and the packaging of it. I mean, just when you come to the front here, there's so little overhang on the front. That makes it handle better, and I gotta pop the hood to show you another reason why. One of the things I always look for in a car, but especially a sports car, is where the engine is in relation to the front axle line. The front axle line, of course, is starting right at the middle of the wheel that goes across to the front wheel on the other side. And that imaginary line, where's the engine in relation to that? If it's behind the front axle line, a car is actually officially classified as a mid-engine car. But the more you get that engine behind that front axle line, the better it's going to handle. And in the Solstice, it's right about there. The front of the engine is just about right on top of the axle line, which is very, very good. What makes the coupe different than the other Solstices, of course, is this hard fastback that they've put to it. And you get a little bit more luggage space thanks to the way they've designed it. The whole hatch doesn't open up, it's only the glass. But the nice part is you do get a little bit more luggage space than you do in a normal Solstice. Another thing we got to look at is the interior, which has always been the downfall of this car. There's no room for anything. I mean, when you just check it out here, there's a little lip that's molded into the rocker here where I can put my cell phone. There's no other place for it except for maybe on this pocket on the front of the seat. There's no cup holders or anything like that. But you know, this is a sports car. You make compromises with a sports car. One of the things I hate about most GM cars is that if you get a manual transmission, they're never really set up for heel and toe shifting. I happen to love rowing through the gears with a manual transmission. I especially like heel and toe driving, but the relationship of the gas pedal to the brake pedal in GM cars is just not that good. It's a little bit better in the Pontiac Solstice. You actually can heel and toe, though it's not as easy as it really should be for a proper sports car. Another thing that I like about this Pontiac Solstice is the fact that it's got these grips both on the doors and for the passenger here. A proper sports car should have good grip for anybody who's riding along with you, because when you're throwing a car around, you don't want your passengers getting too upset. One of the things that's kind of weird about this car is it's got a 2-liter turbocharged direct injection engine. And while it makes really good horsepower here and a lot of good performance for the car, it sounds funny. I think it's the direct injection. I hope the cameras can pick this up. But there's kind of a ticking noise, almost a rattling noise in the engine. I don't like that. GM's got to do more homework on how to get rid of that noise. Even though there's that funny ticking noise in the engine, once you really get on it, this thing goes. What's so great about this car is not just the way it drives, which is pretty good, but the way it looks. This is a sensational looking car. It looks so much better than the ragtop version of the Solstice. And that's why I'm saying, besides the 1,000 that they're going to build, this is why this car is going to be a collector's item. The Solstice Coupe has a base price of just over $30,000. The one I got to test drive was priced at just over $33,000. Like I said, they're only going to build 1,000 of them, meaning that this thing is going to be an instant collector's item. And that's it for the top news in the global automotive industry. But don't forget, join us tonight for Autoline After Hours, the only live webcast that discusses everything and anything about cars and also about the industry that makes them. Again, the show goes live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern or 2300 hours GMT on our website. Don't miss it. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll see you tonight.
Visit our website for even more great content all week long. Autoline Extra, Dawn's Journal, podcasts, and even more. So click over and get the inside view at AutolineDetroit.tv.